You ever have that moment when someone you thought you could trust turns out to be your biggest nightmare? When the people who swore to love you, guide you, and protect you suddenly reveal they only want control and profit. That was me yesterday. My name is Claire Whitman, and I just turned 27. Yesterday, my parents showed me what family really meant, and it wasn't love. It wasn't care. It was a demand, signed, sealed, and delivered like a threat. I had just landed the job everyone dreams of. $165,000 a year. Years of late nights, endless internships, sacrifices no one else could understand. And instead of a proud smile, a hug, maybe even a "we're so proud of you," my mother spat greed straight into my face. 50% for us. 30% for your sister. No excuses, she said, with that tone parents use when they want to crush your spirit but call it love. My father didn't even flinch. He added the final knife. "You will do this without questions," he said, "or get out of our lives." I remember smiling, quiet, my chest burning inside. In the calmest voice I'd ever heard myself speak, I said, "Of course." By that afternoon, every drawer in my apartment was empty. Every bill that had been tied to my account, cut. Every luxury, every expense my parents had paraded as their own gone. I locked my new place by the ocean, breathed in the salt air, and I knew the war had only begun. What happens when the family that tried to own you realizes you've disappeared from their financial safety net? What happens when the hands that fed them vanish overnight? The answer came sooner than expected, and it didn't come quietly. The first call came at 6:07 a.m. My mother, shrill, trembling with outrage. "Claire, the mortgage company just called. They said the payment bounced. Fix this right now." I sipped my coffee on the balcony, watching the sunrise melt gold over the water. I didn't answer. By noon, it was my father. Voicemail after voicemail, each louder, angrier. "Do you think you can embarrass us like this? Your mother's having a breakdown. Your sister has modeling expenses. You owe us. We made you. Without us, you're nothing." Threats only have power when you're afraid. I wasn't afraid anymore. That evening, my sister sent a message. Sweet at first, bitter when I didn't reply. "You're selfish. Do you know how many sacrifices I made? You'll regret this. Everyone's talking about what a cold-hearted monster you are." Monster. Funny, isn't it? When I was funding every designer handbag, every trip, every credit card, I was golden. The moment I pulled the plug, I became a villain. But villains have one thing my family never understood: control. And I was just getting started. They had built their lives on my income, their friends, their social standing, their reputation, all borrowed from my success. It was time to let those pillars crumble. By the third day, the calls weren't just from them. Bank managers, country club secretaries, even the church treasurer. Everyone calling with a single melody, embarrassment wrapped in urgency. "Mr. and Mrs. Whitman, your membership dues are 3 months overdue. Your credit card tied to your daughter's account has been declined. Utilities will be shut off." I almost felt sorry. Almost. Because the same father who boasted at dinner parties, the same mother who smiled at galas, suddenly whispered about how quickly they had fallen. Of course, my mother tried to spin it. "Sweetheart, we only pushed you because we love you. Your sister's dreams matter too. Just a little help so people don't misunderstand." But beneath the polished veneer, desperation leaked through. That night, I opened my secret financial folder. Every transfer, every payment, every indulgence they had masqueraded as family necessities: Maui trips, car payments for my sister's BMW, luxury gifts, and more. All funded by me. I forwarded the entire file to the mortgage company, the credit bureau, and their friends. Not out of cruelty, out of clarity. If they wanted me as their provider, their lifeline, their scapegoat, they could finally see the truth. The revelation came at the charity gala, their annual stage of grandeur, where I was always paraded like a trophy. This time, they walked alone. The whispers started before they reached the table. Didn't Claire cover their donations? Their checks bounced last month. Faces turned red. Smiles strained. Laughter faltered. My sister tried to salvage it, muttering, but the truth spilled across marble floors. The Whitmans weren't benefactors. They were beggars dressed in silk. It was poetic. It was quiet. And I smiled unseen, savoring the realization that revenge isn't always about fire and fury. It can be subtle, meticulous, unavoidable. Then midnight. A knock. 3 sharp, frantic fists. My mother, mascara smudged, pearls gone. My father, jaw trembling. My sister hiding behind them. Claire, please open the door. We're losing everything. I stayed silent. Let the night stretch long. Then my father, voice low. You are our daughter. This is your duty. You don't get to abandon us. You owe us. Oh. That word. The same word he used when he drained my savings in college, when Mom emptied my emergency fund for my sister's failed schooling, when they told me my exhaustion didn't matter. I opened the door, just enough for them to see my face in the golden light. No, I whispered calm as ice. I don't owe you. You took everything I gave. Now you want more. I'm not your bank, your lifeline, or your scapegoat. I closed the door. Lock clicked. Silence louder than screams. By morning, headlines screamed, Whitman's default on pledges, local power couple exposed as fraud, daughter distances amid scandal. I didn't leak it. I didn't need to. When your empire is built on borrowed money and borrowed pride, the cracks speak for themselves. At the office, colleagues whispered, not about me, but them. Did you see the news? And for the first time, I felt weightless. Free. Untouched. Calls came from my sister begging. Just one payment. Mom hasn't eaten. Dad will apologize. I laughed quietly. Apologize? After years of telling me my worth was tied to their greed? Not a chance. They showed up at my office. Cameras caught it all. Disheveled, desperate, my mother gripping the gates, father shouting, sister hiding. And there I was, stepping into the lobby, composed, calm, untouchable. Each step a verdict. The final act. I walked away. Behind me, no screams, no anger, only the quiet sound of their defeat. The ocean waves outside my window reminded me, this was my life, my peace. They had demanded half my world. I gave them nothing. And nothing is exactly what they became. If you loved Claire's story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true-life revenge stories. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a shocking tale of justice and power. Comment below what you would have done in Claire's place.